Welcome to the Excel Purpose Show with Karms.
Today we have Daniel Chavarria. He is director and an entrepreneur doing very exciting thing. You ready to dive in?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh man, dude, you are what, the city of Richmond in California?
Yes, I mean, a lot of people don't know where Richmond is, but there's even a movie. There's a movie called Coach Carter with Samuel L. Jackson. In that movie, he plays the high school basketball coach, and it's based on a real story. In fact, I work with many folks that went to Richmond High at the same time that this basketball team, was doing very well. So it's
Oh wow, that's exciting.
I recommend it to check it out. That it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Well, next time I'm in Cali. Oh, you mean check out the movie or the place?
Check out the movie. Yeah, check out the
Ah,
movie.
okay, cool. Noted. Yeah, when I
Yeah,
have spare time, I'll be like, "Ooh, what was that movie?" Oh, okay. Oh, cool. All right.
Coach Carter. Coach Carter. Very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you do a 9 to 5 and you're an entrepreneur at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, 8 to 5 is a way to say it. In
8 to 5.
reality, it's more than that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
more than that.
yeah.
Um, I mean, well, I'm a civil engineer by trade. That's
Okay.
I went to college for, right? So I like numbers, I like math, and all that. And I moved to when I moved to the States, and specifically to California from Nicaragua. I moved with at that time a wife and two kids. And so folk recommended me, hey, why you don't try the public sector? Because I mean, I was planning to go back to college for a master degree, and they recommended me, yeah, after a while you work there's a chance that they can allow you to study and work. Okay, I'll do that. So I applied, and I started working for the city of San Francisco, and that's when I started my my path in the public sector. So all my path in the public sector, I wanted to be a public works director at some point. But at the same time, I had this kind of like a need to do something more creative, more for me. The reason why is that in the public sector, there's a lot of rules, and
Mhm.
I'm not very good at just staying inside those rules. I need to be a
Yeah.
little bit at the border, and I attribute part of my success in the public sector also, like being able to work in the borders of those rules. I Yeah, I mean, some folks like to, I mean, go fishing after work or during, I mean, in the during weekends. Some folks like to bowling. Some folks like to coach it's youth sports. Some folks like to write books. I don't know. I mean, or read books. Some folks like to cook. I like to learn new things and apply them. So yes, I've been.
That's super intriguing, man. Like I
Yeah.
and the reason I say this is like I did come from the public sector, like I worked in the government, so I definitely know what you mean by like the rules, like there's a lot of the bureaucracy and things. Uh,
Mhm.
Having worked outside of that, I later realized how important that is. You know, when you want to actually look things up and like in government, everything is written down. And it's like, I think when I was working there, I was thinking, oh man, it chews up so much time. But then later on, it's like, actually, it saves a lot of time because
It saves a
new
lot of time.
staff coming in actually have structure, has instruction, like it's all laid out. There are steps you have to go through. Whether you like those steps is a different thing. But when there is no roadmap and you go in the company, you can't look up anything. You don't have the roadmap, and that sucks way more because I realize you have to go find all those pieces, and it's really difficult because like most people don't know the big picture when it's like when the company is really huge. So I came to really appreciate like working in the public sector when I got the other lens. So I do understand. What I do am curious about is the entrepreneur part of you, and I like that how you go. Okay, other people have like these different interests that they might dabble in their free time, like the activities they choose. However, what I've always found with others when I encourage them to like, hey, try out something on the side, they feel uncomfortable about it, and it takes a lot to break that mindset because they feel like by doing another business of some sort, there's a conflict with their work, even though it doesn't. Like, so, right? It's like because like when they take on this entrepreneurial path, it's usually quite different from their work. It's not like in like,
Hmm.
the same thing. So it's like it's not in
Mhm.
competition of any sort.
No.
But somehow they feel like it doesn't matter what it is when they're making this extra money on the side. Somehow they get the idea that, oh, what if my boss find out? What if people know I'm doing this thing? Then they feel like I'm not like loyal of 100 committed to my own day job because who knows, because my mind might be like
It's
focusing on my own stuff. Like, what would you have to say?
You know what? You touched two subjects. I mean, in your comments that are so resonate so much with me. The first one you said about the rules, right? I mean, because I mentioned the rules, but in the city of Richmond where I work right now, and
Mm,
it's my first director position in the public sector. It's my first experience as director, and I've been there for a little bit over 3 years. One of the things that happened in Richmond, all those rules you're talking about, they were broken. The policies were missing. When I joined the city, I had no staff. I mean, the staff I had, I mean, in engineering, for example, I remember, I oversee the public works department, and one of the many things we do is all the engineering division, which is huge. And I asked, okay, where are the engineers? Oh, it's that guy over there. Okay, and that guy is the intern. So the best intern
right.
you can imagine, but that was our only staff. So as I start recruiting people, one of the things I have to be very selective of who I recruited, who I approach, because it requires a mindset of somebody that is comfortable getting to an organization that the policies are not there. So we need to create the policies, in guys, and that requires extra effort, and being comfortable doing that. Now, on the other hand, it's an advantage because when you go to an organization already established, the rules are already set, and sometimes you say, "But these rules don't make sense." And probably they were created 20 years ago when at that time made sense, but then things
Because
happen,
it's
things
updated.
change, and
Yeah.
nobody has had the time or the just the energy to take a look at them and update them. So that's something that is very interesting in my experience in Richmond, which for me is very important with everything, even as an entrepreneur. And then on the other side, what you said it is, I didn't start in the public sector. I started actually in the corporate world, and I did a lot of corporate world for many years. So I was used to a very fast pace life, fast pace, and it goes along with my style. I like that fast pace. So when I moved to the public sector in San Francisco, that pace went down a
Mm,
lot. So I
mm,
felt like I needed to do something. I mean, it's like, because things move very slowly, right? And I do my job, I do it, but then I finish something, and then I have to wait, I don't know how many months for other folks to review, to do something, and then it comes back to me. So in the meantime, my brain needing some incentive.
mhm.
And I did, a lot of my time was in coaching baseball for my son. And I realized, for example, I read this book that for me is trans- transformed the way I see things now, called Bounce. Bounce is a book, Matthew
Bounce.
Syed, I believe it's there. But
Mhm.
it's when I was for the first time introduced to the concept of the 10,000 hours, right? I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
practice something for 10,000 hours and you become a master, right? And something
Yes.
that is a book that starts talking about different cases in human history.
There's a very
And it
famous
was so
TED talk
interesting. Yeah,
that talks
I
about that
love that
concept.
book. And
Yeah.
that made me go more to study coaching, right? To study
Mm,
coaching for kids, and get to know a lot of people that they used to teach coaching for adults. So that gave me a different perspective. And then I was like, with different people that I met in my life, and I'm very good to get connections with with folks. I mean, completely unknown people everywhere I go, and then I get good relationships, and then through that, this opportunity about selling what is called plastic chairs. This is for the construction industry, and it's specifically for foundations where you use post tension cable. This is very typical to use in southern the U.S. because there's I mean, I'm going to be very technical here, but there's expansive in this southern U.S. There's where expansive soils. In expansive soils, a way to treat that is to instead of just doing footings, you do a big slab on grade, a big slab, and you use post tension cables. So that's when you use these plastic chairs. So my friend opened this business in Mexico, and I had sold some products with him in the past. So we made the connection, and I started distributing the products here. And I was doing it at the same time I was working in the public sector. Now sometimes I have to take some, I mean, vacation, but instead of having actual vacation, I was just traveling all over California, in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, and just traveling and offering the product. So that's something that that's how I started. And as an engineer, it gave me. I mean, I was curious about it because it's not in the public sector. It's something that in my job, that in the public sector, has never had to be the counterpart for these type of projects at all. And it was very interesting for me. I mean, and especially serving the industry that uses this product is called the iron workers. So when you think about the history of the United States, and steel is very important, and all these skyscrapers and pictures of folks having lunch in, I don't know, 100 meters above ground, and like no safety harness. I'm talking about 1920s, 1930s, and those are the iron workers, and that's the industry I served through these plastic chairs. It's a very small product in the whole machine, but I love because it's an industry that I respect, I admire, and it has a lot of history. And I love it. I love it. When I talk to them, these guys are go-getters. They are go-getters. They just know how to go move forward. And even in
So
hard
you're telling
times,
me you're seeing opportunities within your industry, right? So these iron workers, if they didn't get introduced to the plastic chairs, they would
no, they
be
had plastic chairs
okay.
before, yes, but they only had, well, they only have like two options. It's like having just Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. That's all they had.
Oh,
And
okay.
I brought up another option, and I in a different touch. I mean, for example, some of them are not used to be visited so regularly for the vendor, and bring them something. Hey, I mean, you talked to me about a book that you liked, and hey, here's a copy of the book that I found. Or you talk about, I don't know, fishing, and I learn about this other person that has this type of service here. So it's kind of like that personal connection. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's I have to say the constant in my professional life is connection. That's in everything I
Mm.
do, and it has to be some human contact. I don't think I can say sell things just
I love that. That
uh,
really goes to show like how much you enjoy like the industry of work that you're in to then be in touch with those guys to see what's bringing them additional value that isn't normally in their job. Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it.
So
Yeah.
with so you must have so how many kind of like entrepreneurial products have you like brought out?
Well, that one was the first one here in the States, and I moved to the States. Well, let me just back up a little bit very quick.
Okay.
One of the things that I say that is a privilege when I compare with other folks is I was born in the United States. And I said this as a privilege because I know so many folks, people that I love, that have tried to come to the States illegally and they have not been able to.
Mhm.
And just having born in the United States is a privilege because the advantages that you, or the opportunities that you have in the United States compared to Latin America, where I grew up, it's there's no comparison. I mean, you can be born poor in Latin America, and you have 99% chance that you're going to die poor and that your kids are going to be stay poor. It's a
Okay.
very sad
Yeah.
situation. In the United States, you have that opportunity. Not only I know it's not only the United States, but that's the reality I know. That's why I'm saying it.
So
So
you're
I was born
mentioning
in the
it as a
United States.
gratefulness, as a
Yes.
gratefulness thing
Well, I know I say it more like a opportunity, as an
for you.
opportunity.
Yes.
For me, yeah, and
Cool.
for other folks that I know, that's what I say. That's from my experience. I mean, again, I know there are other countries that they have great opportunities, and it's just that I haven't lived in other countries. That's
Yeah.
all,
Uh-huh.
right? Uh, so I was born in the United States when my parents were living here. My dad was going to college to get a master's degree, and then he got a PhD, and then we moved back to Nicaragua. So I grew up in Nicaragua since I was a kid. So in reality, Spanish is my first language. And then when time comes for me to go to college, I had the opportunity to go to Colombia in South America, and I took it. I wanted to travel and get to know all the places. In Colombia, for me, was another big discovery because I consider Colombians to be very creative and hardworking people. And the education, the high college education is I mean, high level. So now, what am I saying? All these things. I'm trying to remember what was the question.
The question was your entrepreneur journey, the
Well,
different
yeah. So
products you've put out.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's when I met this friend in Colombia that is now my supplier of the plastic chairs, and that's how I started it. Now, in that path, um, another friend of mine brought up an opportunity with Amazon. Amazon has a program that is called the Delivery Service Partner (DSPs), and I applied to it, and I got a contract with them. And what DSPs do is that they basically when you receive a package in the United States, and that happens in other countries. It's just I don't know, for example, in Australia, if that's the same model. But when you receive a package from Amazon, it's not Amazon who's delivered. It's a DSP. So the DSP basically takes all the risk of the vehicles, the drivers, the all the insurance, the scheduling, different things. That what Amazon did was transferring that risk to smaller companies. And then I that company lasted me for 3 years. That was a great experience
So you
because
were you were one of the deliverers?
I was the owner of a company that hired these drivers. Now, at the
Okay.
beginning, I had to deliver myself. I mean, I did a lot. Maybe I did like 5 days that I deliver packages, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I remember my first day. I checked my smartwatch, and I had 28,000 steps just by delivering. But that experience, I mean, for example, my two adult kids, they worked with me in that company, and it was also a great experience for them. I mean, it's a family. I mean, different things. The dynamics is very tricky when you work with
Mhm.
family. I realized that. And at some point, I mean, in the peak season, which is right now, in December, it's end of November and in December, we got to have almost 120 employees at one point. But when we
For that
closed the
business?
company, yes,
Wow, that's
that so it's a lot, yes, but it's a lot that we grew up so quickly, and Amazon wants you to grow up that quickly. But when you grow that quick, it's a big headache. It's very challenging, very challenging.
mm.
So that was another experience in logistics, and I enjoy it. I mean, especially the contact again with all the staff that we work with. But when we close, we basically lay off 70 people, and it was a big, was a very painful experience. But at the same time, with a lot of teaching moments, and something that I definitely learning from still.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Okay. We'll talk about that.
now I think you are more familiar with my coffee brand, right?
I am. I
That's
was
the
wondering the steps that led to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that and again, that's another one. That was my a, an uncle of mine who used to live in Costa Rica. He passed away 2 years ago. He contacted me one time and said, Daniel, and let me back up a little bit, Carms, because this is one thing that happened. I started with the chairs, the plastic chairs, and we only have a line of product, just only one.
Mhm.
So I realized very quickly that with only that line of product, we could not reach other markets because different markets require different lines. So I have reached my capacity, and I discussed that with my supplier. We need to develop these other lines, and um, and I quickly saw that this is going to take a while. I mean, it's not going to happen right away, and that's when I start thinking, okay, what else can I do? That's when I start exploring the Amazon situation. And then the Amazon didn't happen right away. I mean, you apply, and then I don't know. I think it took us about 9 months, or yeah, almost a year for them to say yes, and then about another 6 months to actually start operations. So it was a waiting phase,
I like
and
the
I hate
perspective and
waiting.
timing you're bringing into this. I think that's why it's
Yeah,
difficult. Like most people would give up before it happened.
no, no,
They would have done something
I'm,
else.
oof.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm very impatient, very. So I said, oh man, so what can I do in the meantime? So I was waiting for the chairs, the other lines of chairs, and when I decided, okay, let's try something else in the meantime, and then I was waiting for the actually to be selected, and then the location. When my uncle contacted me, hey, what about coffee, Daniel? I have this contact here in Costa Rica. I mean, Costa Rica has a very good coffee, and what if we bring coffee and bring it to the U.S.? And then okay. And I didn't know anything about that industry at all at that moment. I mean, I'm a coffee drinker. I always love coffee, but nothing about the industry. And I start doing my research, and then I realized this is not the way to start. I mean, just to bring the coffee, and it's roasted coffee. And once you roast coffee, Carms, I don't know if you're aware, but I mean, quickly the quality of the coffee goes
Shelf life.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So but if you have it green coffee, that the green coffee lasts more, way more. So the I realized no, the ideal situation is to bring green coffee from the source here to the US, and roast it here. And but then but how much quantity? I mean that I mean the investment to bring all this coffee is not, it's not cheap. Then the timing to bring the coffee here, and then we're talking about COVID times, is gonna take 2 3 months. I mean, I'm gonna see that coffee in 3 4 months. I'm gonna be able to have it in my hands, and then I need a warehouse. And then, well, I don't know if this is the right way to start. So I put that on hold, and as I kind of developed the idea, and then I realized no, what I need is to develop a brand. So and then the Amazon kicked in, and I forgot about coffee until I met somebody else who basically taught me that, Daniel, you don't need to bring coffee. I mean, you don't need to bring an entire container from Costa Rica or from Colombia or from anywhere from in the world. You can buy the green coffee here, right here, and you don't need to buy an entire container. You can buy a pallet. You can buy a few bags. So and then you roast as you need. Yeah, it's more expensive than buying a unit cost, right? But I mean, the initial investment is way less.
Hmm.
So, okay, I'm gonna focus on building the brand. And that's actually where I am right now. So now with the Amazon, we closed that operation last year. It's been almost a year and a half. Then is when I started focusing more in building this brand, and it's a brand that little by little is taking me again to the construction industry, because the motto of the brand is the coffee for the go-getter. And I work with go-getters in Richmond. The construction industry, or the iron workers that I serve, are go-getters. So it makes a lot of sense, and so that's where I'm taking the brand to these days.
Amazing. I actually have a packet of that. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes,
I
you
have
have
been
the
I've tried it. I do like it. And I say that and I mention that because obviously I didn't have to. But I mention it because I actually enjoyed it. Like there have been, various people that's given me, samples of stuff and I'm like it's cool you guys are doing it, but like I personally don't enjoy the flavor or whatever. I actually do like your coffee, so you're doing a good
thank you.
job.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
I have to be honest,
And I am a coffee drinker. I would
oh,
associate myself as a go-getter, so I am like your target market. So nice work.
well, and I've said, you know what? Once I start attending these coffee expos, because again, when I start something, I like to learn it. I learn it. I mean, I try to learn to the details. That's my engineering mind, maybe I don't know. And so I attended a few coffee expos that you have people from all over the world, and they have a coffee expo in the United States once a year. So when I started sharing this coffee for the go-getter. I realized, well, two things. Number one, in those events, I realized that, wow, these are the demographics of people who are moving the coffee in the world right now. It's women between, I don't know, 28 and 34-year-old. I'm talking, they're not the producers. The producers are in the local, I mean, in different countries, but who are moving it, that is very
Like
interesting. That got
sharing
my
with their
attention.
friends.
Yes, no, well, no, I'm talking about buying coffee in Indonesia and selling it in Europe and buying
Oh,
coffee in
okay.
Brazil
Got
and
it.
right. I
Sure.
mean, I'm talking about those professionals that represent the biggest
Mm-hmm.
companies. They're women in that kind of demographic
Yeah, they
for
resell.
whatever reason. I have not done my research why, but it's interesting. And the other thing is when I was sharing, hey, no, the brand is the Rising Rooster Roasters, Triple R, the coffee for the go-getter. Guys were like, okay. But I can see when I explain that to women, their eyes, you can see their eyes that was interested, like that they're so thirsty about that message of just move forward, keep going, be a go-getter. And I and my the way I see it, all of us are go-getters, just that some of us we need to wake up that go-getter inside us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ah, that's cool, man. So what made you love this coffee? Like, what was like, what was the thoughts in it? Like, walk me through the process of like, how did you select it? Because like, I have a pretty close friend that actually is in the coffee business as well. And like, she had to go through like Vietnam, like go to like a little boat, like go find the plantation guy, saw the plan, see it, like yeah, and then like that whole thing. What was it like for you? Like, did you get connected with someone? You smelt a whole bunch of these and go, yeah, this is the one I want to pack it up, or like, or do you have a whole range of these? I don't even know because I just have this one, and I'm smelling it right, and like I like squeezing the bag. It's like because it smells delicious, man. Um, so yeah, is there like a whole range of these, or how many do you have? Like, what was that process
Well,
like for you to select it?
I have to say that, I mean, once I attended this event, I realized that good coffee, you can find it in every part of the globe. I mean, it's just about taste. What is your taste? It's
Yeah,
more a
it's
person
like if
of
it's suitable
uh,
for your taste. Yeah,
yes,
like wine.
exactly. So
Like,
like wine, like beer,
yeah.
exactly the same. And actually, coffee follows wine a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so when I realized that, because I was like, I want the best coffee, and then realized the best coffee is the one you like. Period. Is there? I mean, there's qualities. I understand that part, so with the I mentioned that I haven't mentioned, but I in everything you have asked me, I always said, oh, a friend of mine, or somebody told me, or my uncle, or this person is always that partnership, that somebody else. And so for the coffee, I work with somebody that has been in the coffee industry for 30 plus years. So this person buys the coffee locally. So he's the one who introduced me to where to buy the coffee here in California. And I said, you know what? I want to roast my coffee with you. I want you to do it for me. And
Mhm.
because number one, I respect the 30 plus years that you have in the industry. I have drunk your coffee at your coffee shop, and I also enjoy your passion about coffee because
Yeah.
he's coffee. So I go there and I learn every time we talk. In fact, yesterday, Wednesday, but here in California, it's Thursday afternoon right now. So last night, Wednesday night, is when I usually, after work, I go and pick up my coffee, my roasted coffee. And then I bag it in my warehouse. I bag it either Friday or Saturday. So I'm either going to bag it tomorrow or this Saturday, right? So I said, you know what? I don't want to go crazy here. Let's see what are the things that you typically roast, and then he started giving me different options. Okay, I tried them, and I said, okay, I want this one, and this one. Those are the three flavors I want, and
Mhm.
basically, so just three types of roast. I mean, you have, for example, I think I saw this one. You have the one with the white band. That's
Yes, that's the
the
one I've got, Galen.
yeah, that's what Guatemala. So that this comes from Guatemala, right?
Guatemala. Yeah.
Guatemala. That's Central America. Then there's the other one that is dark, the darkest that we have. That is the with the red band,
Hmm.
and this one is the Rhode Island Red. That's a type of rooster, by the way, because that's our theme, right? The rooster.
Oh.
And the rooster is the one that wakes you up in the morning. It's the first one to wake up, the one that wakes up
It's a
everybody
hit.
else.
You get a big,
Is
get a
the
big
hit,
hit.
yeah. I mean, hey, even roosters need coffee, right? And then the third one is the one that is in orange is our early riser. It's another type of rooster, and it's our espresso, the espresso blend. So we have only three flavors right
Right.
now. I plan to add more, and my goal is that in the future, being able to actually buy the coffee directly from the farms in different countries. I mean, if you ask me, my favorite, at least of the ones I have tried, in general, my favorite coffee comes from Indonesia. I don't know. I mean, every time I like this coffee. There's some different the flavors. I don't know,
Mm.
but that's just me. It doesn't mean anything in reality. It's what is for you. So the one you have is from Guatemala. The dark roast, typically we do it. The one we bring or we buy from Brazil, and the espresso blend, because it's a blend, is a Colombian and Brazilian. So those are the three flavors that we have so far. In the future will change. And the other thing I found, Carms, is that some folks like the K cups. You know, the K cups that you put in a machine and then you turn it
Oh,
on.
yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I had to go with it because
Those
I
things are
mean,
tricky though, because there's like different types of machines. So like there's like the disc ones and then there's like the cup ones. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The one that I have is only for the cups because it's very popular
like the
here in the
Nespresso type.
US.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
And in that one, we only do it in dark roast because that type of machine, you want to have it either medium or dark roast. Otherwise, you're going to drink pure water.
Mm, yeah.
And I have to say, um, I'm biased, so I always ask some other people, and they said, "Man, it's strong. I like it because usually you don't feel the
Yeah.
coffee yeah,
Yeah, you get
well,
that
I
hit.
like it. Yeah,
Mm.
that they get that hit, and that's the logo of the our. You see, you have the back is a muscular rooster with a cup of coffee,
Hmm.
and yeah, and that's another part of the story. I mean, you said, I mean, coffee is when you drink a coffee, imagine that cup of coffee when you drink it next time. I mean, I think for you it's morning. I don't know if you're going to have more coffee today, right?
Actually, I mostly drink it like in the afternoon. I know
Oh
people
well.
drink it in the morning. The reason I don't is I don't like drinking coffee on empty stomach. But two,
Uh-huh.
I'm actually like pretty clear-headed in the morning, so I don't feel the need for pick me up. So I actually mostly drink it in the afternoon, and I haven't found it really affect my sleep, so it's fine.
Okay. Well, so just think about this for a moment. That those beans, they travel from Guatemala to California, green. Somebody had to pick up the fruit and then they have to go through a process to basically get the bean and then put it in a ship and got to California. Then it went to our roaster, and our roaster is a machine. It's a German machine from the 1960s, and it's another go-getter. We call it Berta, and so I mean, she's a go-getter. She's a go-getter, still going, and it's usually today's roasters you just press two buttons and that's it. Here you have to be taking notes, making sure that that is burning properly. So it's an art and a science at the same
Mm.
time. And then that bag traveled to Miami. That's when we met. That's when you got this back. And now travel to Australia.
Yeah.
And how many hands, I mean, how many hands touch this product for you to enjoy that cup of coffee today? It's an industry so beautiful because it connects the world. It connects us. And then when you sip the first sip you have, that first, it's um, for me, it's poetic because again, I don't know, a thousand people could have touched that product to get to you, and
Hmm.
a thousand people all over the world that we don't know each other, we don't speak the same language, but we enjoy the same cup of coffee the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're super lucky to have that privilege, really. Like I actually think that like every time I drink coffee, I'm like it's a privilege to drink the coffee. Yeah. All right. I know you have a gift for the listeners, right?
Yes. So for those listeners, and unfortunately, I can only offer for those in the U.S.,
Uh-huh.
continental U.S.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna go broke with all the shipping costs. But
Yeah, don't go red.
for yeah, so I say you can email me at Daniel at rrr.coffee.
Hmm.
That is Daniel, Daniel,
Hmm.
at rrr.coffee. And RRR stands for Rising Rooster Roasters. rrr.coffee. Actually, you have it in the bottom of the back. Just rrr.coffee. Email me. Just
Oh
say,
yeah.
hey,
That's at the
I
bottom.
saw you. Yeah. And I'll send you the first 50 that email me. I'll send you for free a bag of coffee. And just tell me if you want, please tell me if you want the dark roast, the light roast, or espresso.
Cool. So just email him, subject comms
Mm-hmm.
or Excel purpose show, and then yeah, he'll send you like a full bag, man, like a full size
A full
one of
bag.
these.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, one of those. The
yeah.
12
Amazing.
ounce. Yeah.
First 50 people in US. Oh, this is
Yes.
gonna be fun. Get it in
Mm.
the hands of them.
But
Yeah, I
Hans,
understand. Around the globe is expensive, man.
I need to introduce you to our mascot too, because
Oh, yeah.
you know him. This is our mascot. This
Richard.
is Richard. Richard Rocky, the Rooster Triple R. And the story with Richard is, I mean, we wanted to have a mascot, and a dear friend of mine in Idaho, he found him in a place, and he said, "Hey, what about this one? Oh man, I need to have him." And then I call it Richard, and it's also symbolic because my dad's name was Ricardo, but his when he grew up, all his siblings call him Richard, and he passed away a long time ago when I was in college, and I just wanted to have some meaning in the legacy of what this brand is, because his family is that go-getism, is respect to the industry and those folks that work under the sun to pick it up for us, and the folks that ship the things that are in the ship, that are in the ports, and then bring it to the roasters, and all that industry is, again, is part of respect and legacy. So just want to share that with you. And also Richard is in our website, and the same thing as the email, the website, rrr.coffee, rrr.coffee, and also on Instagram, rrr.coffee.
Amazing. Right. And if people want to find out more about Daniel, I know you do a lot more than that. What's your journey like actually? Where are you heading to with your goals? Is it you focus on the coffee
Well,
or are you doing other things?
you know what happens is, and this is recent, and it's about the time when we met. When we met in Miami, that was less than a month ago. I that was for me that event. We met at the speaking academy. That was for me kind of like the end of a journey that I was going through in my head, and because you said something also at the beginning that I didn't address, and it's that that feeling of um, am I being I don't know I'm trying to remember how you describe it, but when you have a job and then you try to have a side business and then you feel conflicted. I felt the same way. I felt the same way. In But now after 3 years working in Richmond and gaining the trust of my staff, the community, and even the politicians, the mayor, the city manager, I'm being like very open, like, hey, I have this business too, and I do this, I that. I mean, this is me. I'm all these things at the same time, and take it or leave it. I don't care anymore. That's that. And it release a big weight off my shoulders because I feel now that in my process, I wasn't sure who am I? Am I the guy who sells coffee? Am I the guy who sells chairs? Am I the guy who has the logistic business in Amazon? Am I the guy to lead this department? And no, I'm all of them. I'm all of them, and I enjoy doing all of it. So at the beginning, I thought that I needed to wait for one thing to take off in order to leave the others. Now I don't know. Now I don't know. I'm very open to what's going to happen, and I know that I trust my gut feelings, and I know that at the right moment I'll make decisions if I have to stop doing something or put more time there. But yeah, I'm in a journey right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Like, yeah, when you go through the evolution and then you're able to like take ownership of like the whole of you, that realizing
Mhm.
that like mostly people's day job is like that's really just kind of like one activity people taken on, right? Like that's not our whole identity. I think that's where the mistake is. Like we wrap our whole identity on this one slice and feel like, hey, if we show other people these other aspects of us, somehow they'll see us differently or won't like that and whatnot. But on the flip side, it's actually, if you look in your life, when have someone really drawn you, really got your attention? And it's typically someone that has a range of things in their life.
Mhm.
And when you see the whole of them, of how that brought to them to their personality, it's so unique. And when you have no fear about showing these different elements, like that's attractive. That creates like, oh, that person is a real character. They've got like all these interests. Like, and it's like I see it like even whether you're into that interest usually doesn't matter. It's like the passion that comes from the other person that makes them like exciting, you know? So I love that you wrapped up on that because I'm like, yeah, I did ask you that, man. And you
Yeah,
looped it
yeah,
back. So
yeah.
awesome. So if you want to contact Daniel, yeah, we'll link in the email for you to get the coffee, or if you have questions, maybe yeah, feel free to send it across at the same time. I'm sure he'll try and answer you. You probably get a lot of emails. Do you get a lot of emails already? I'm not sure how well you get to actually reply to people personally, but you sound like a guy that does a lot of these connections. So
Yeah, I mean, I have to recognize that it's a challenge, and that's why this
yeah.
year I started investing a lot of my time in learning AI to be able to maneuver all this communication without losing the touch,
Yes.
without being me. So it's something that I'm learning. I know that, and I have enjoyed that learning about AI as well. This it's another world that wow, it's so amazing. And I have brought my staff, specifically in Richmond, along with me. Like, hey guys, let's do it. And now everybody's excited about it and using it. And
Mm.
so I don't know, it's exciting, exciting. One thing comes that I haven't mentioned, or I mentioned about when I moved to the California, I moved with a wife and two kids, right? And in
Yeah.
reality, one thing that I hear constantly, and it's also something that I I'm also in my journey trying to identify people who have walked this path before me to learn from them, and it's the following. Usually, when I hear or I see interviews, and even in your podcast, I see interviews with some entrepreneurs. Most of them started young, like oh, I was 22, I was 23, I just graduated from college, and and that is a big advantage, even if you don't have money. That's a big advantage because you can take major risks.
Yeah, big risk without
Yeah,
the responsibility of these other people you have to feed.
correct. So in my case, I started this journey late. I
Mm,
mean, compared to other entrepreneurs, right? And it's because my priority was, and it still is, but now that they're adults, it's easier. But it was my kids, right? And it started when we moved to the States. I mean, a new culture, new language for all of us because I actually didn't speak that much good English at that time. In a yeah, it was a priority to solidify that, and that's when I started doing the coaching, and I was very involved in their activities. And my youngest daughter, Sophia, she's 17 now, and she's an entrepreneur. Actually, she has a business to put the eyelashes, and I even went in some restaurants sometime. A lady approached me, hey, the last time you were here, were you with Sophia? Say, yeah. How do you know her? Oh, yeah, I follow her on Instagram. And I've been
cute.
trying to get an appointment with her. Okay, I can get you one. Let me. I have some. I can pull some strings here. And so so it's something very important, at least for me, to learn about other people that started also their entrepreneurial life after, I mean, later in their lives. Because the energy is not the same, right? It's, I mean, I now if my sleep is very important, so sometimes I have to, okay, no, I have to stop now, otherwise I'm not going to be able tomorrow to be full capacity. So those are things that the questions for me in my journey that I'm trying to identify that those type of folks.
You know what I love about that? It's that by you doing that, your daughter is modeling you, and she's also able to start earlier and have that entrepreneurial spirit, or try different things, which is I think what the younger generation really want to do. Like a lot of them aren't interested in like having the traditional typical job, but it's like, hey, can I make money doing the thing I love, which is like the part that I really do wish other people see. It's like, try it. It's like, what have you got to lose, right? You'll learn something no matter what. And that lesson, it's just worth so much. So, yeah, thank you for being on the show, Daniel.
Carms, thank you for having me. I love your show. I have to say it. I've been watching a lot of them lately, especially when we connect and I say, wow, I love the way you interview people, their authenticity, and how you connect with everybody. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Excel in life, live your purpose, be free.